welcome to the Tanjet Zone. I am Chris. We got Ricky here,
What's up?
and we got Terrell.
Howdy.
Will is absent from today's episode because he wanted to go and shoot guns.
Yeah.
So
I can just
with some family
smell
members.
American Pie.
Yeah.
just
He went to
with
go and
that.
shoot some
Bald
guns
and
with some
eagle.
family
Yeah,
members.
eagle in the background. Mustang pulls up.
I'll play the sound effect you play in an old western.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed going by.
Yeah. Where'd he get the cowboy hat from?
So, what have you been up to, Ricky?
Actually, really not much. Actually, I just started going through some of the Harry Potter films. I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Just I don't know, after we did the list of the films, I was like, I kind of want to rewatch one of these series, and I have all 8 of them sitting at the house. So I was like, I'm just gonna start rewatching these, just in my downtime, because I've not had much of that more recently with the tournament next week. So I'm kind of killing myself there. But other than that, not much. Got a little bit more news on Pokemon. I guess there's going to be an event next week. Check out. So I'm hoping to see more of the new games coming out. Other than that, that's basically been it. It's been busy.
What have you been up to, Terrell?
The same here. Usually I'd leave cleaning for like one day, and that's been kind of being overwhelming. So throughout the week, I've been picking one problem area and just knocking that out.
I feel it.
Tiring, but at the same time, I'm seeing results, and that's the important part. I kind of wish, I'm halfway done painting my Shuri miniature, but I have not went back down and acquired my paints again. So aside from that, I played a little bit of Hades, which was a very fun game. It's roguelike. Where you basically are fighting your way out of hell, and up to Olympus.
Yeah, I know that was nominated for Game of the Year.
What is it, like
2-3
a
years
Greek
ago?
version of Doom?
The roguelite genre, you basically play until you die, and then you come back.
Okay.
But in this one, you're able to gain certain things that you can come back with. Certain attributes are a little bit better. I just got it so I can revive myself twice. So when I die, I don't fully die completely out, which is nice. That game be serving up some bullshit sometimes. But aside from that, I really haven't been up to much.
Yeah, I gotta check that game out. I gotta show my Switch more love than just Mario Kart and Pokemon.
That's what I got for Father's Day was Hades.
Nice.
I was buying a bunch of those games that are on sale that I just see randomly on Switch, just so it gives me more things to play. All the old Final Fantasy games on there, like 7, 8, 9, 10, it's all on there. And so I had some fun on that. Got some Crash 4 on there. Well, that was $60.
Yeah, I know. I got that, and I still gotta beat it. I got to, after next week, after this tournament's over, I need to really just take a break, because I wasn't this tournament I'm going to. I was not planning on going to, and I literally it was because one of them got canceled, and this one was round, and it is not too far from here. I signed up 2 weeks before it's going to happen, so I need to take a break after this, so I can actually get done some stuff that I need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Play that stack of games that's just sitting there collecting dust right now.
Yeah, I'm
got
still
a little bit farther in GTA, and after that, I'm planning to play on some Red Dead. So,
so you're just going for just 60-hour games here, 100-hour plus.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to have my chance to finish Miles Morales. It's
I didn't even know you had that yet.
Yeah.
Man.
It's fun.
I still need to go back and play the Spider-Man PS4. I have that.
I platinum that one.
Oh yeah, I platinum that one. Yeah. I platinum Miles Morales.
Yeah, you told me it was 3 days.
Yeah, I grinded. I had a weekend open.
That's
and I went in. When I got the game, I had nothing going on that weekend. I literally woke up Saturday. I started playing like an hour Friday, woke up Saturday, put it in, and pretty much almost knocked it out in one sitting. I stopped halfway, just take a break. I watched a soccer match, took a break, watched my soccer match, came back, and then that was my day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and I had to do an extra day to platinum it. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Well, how far did you get in it? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't really do. I like to side quest way before I do anything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
So I basically did 9 of the 10 Peter Parker fucking special missions that he
Okay.
has you do. I did the 9, and then he came out with the special one for the 10th one, and I stopped there because I think I was going out to get food or something like that. Yeah, I mean, everything was like getting in the way, and then after a while, I just forgot that I was playing it. I guess.
Gotcha. What's been your favorite suit so far?
I haven't even gotten really a lot of the suits either.
Oh man.
I know, like I didn't get to get balls deep into it like I got to with the Spider-Man PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Like
It
even
doesn't
then,
have anywhere like the amount of numbers of suits that you get in Spider-Man, but it's got so many great ones in there. My favorite, I think, was the 2099 one. If you ever come across that one,
all right.
that's pretty fucking sweet.
See, now I'm gonna have to load that game back up here soon.
Dude, I still gotta finish. What the fuck was it? One game I just started. I know I gotta finish Kingdom Hearts still, but I gotta finish Crash 4. I started that. Another game that I started didn't do. I've had Avengers for how long now, and I've not even played it.
I want to play.
I bought the collector's edition. I bought it on Christmas because it was on sale. I bought the collector's edition for $100. I've not played it. It's
Every
been almost
time-
a year.
Every
Almost a
time I go to
year later.
GameStop, I cannot find that game PS4.
What?
Avengers.
Avengers? It's probably
Yeah.
still on Amazon.
Might be.
But yeah, I bought that. I was gonna play it, and then took a different path career wise. Got really busy there. Started coming down off that where I was starting to get time, and then I started training again, and then we started doing the podcast, and I've just not been able to delve into anything. My weekends have pretty much been full.
Yeah.
And I get one day during the week off for practice, and it's usually me going to bed early because I'm tired.
Right.
That's fair.
All right, Chris, what have you been up to?
Well, Friday I went and saw Styx.
Oh,
That was cool.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, they played a good show. They opened with Grand Illusion and closed with 3 songs. Was Come Sail Away, I did Mr. Roboto, and then Renegade, and then that was it.
Of course, Renegade. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
see, I just think of the Jay-Z Eminem Renegade when you said that. I'm like, oh, that's not it. You tell I don't listen to Styx.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
good show though. It was
You'll probably recognize the songs.
yeah. You've probably heard them
Yeah.
somewhere.
More than likely, yeah.
Because I only thought I knew like maybe 3 or 4 of their songs. But I knew about half of their songs just because I've listened to them here and there. I was like, I didn't know that was Styx. Huh.
Nice.
But it was all in all, it was a good show. And yeah, nothing really exciting. Trying to get like Terrell was saying earlier, even I feel a struggle. I'm trying to get some stuff done around the house.
Yeah.
As you can see, my house is kind of a mess right now.
No, I deal with that
Yeah.
same issue too. Like get
And
one
just,
day on
like-
the weekend to clean shit.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like my girlfriend's getting mad about, kind of getting upset about it. Is we get mail, I just kind of glance at it. Usually it's junk mail, and I throw it on the fireplace. About 2 months later, now there's a pile of just paper stacks up there now.
How I alleviate that is I lay it on our bed, so we had to take it off of our bed to get into it.
Yeah, basically,
That's
just
gonna-
put it directly in the way.
Right.
So you
That's
gotta
good.
deal with it.
Okay, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah.
I do that so I make sure I
I
don't
even-
forget
we-
certain things when I leave. I put it directly in front of the door as I walk out.
We even
Exactly.
bought
'Cause
like
I
a
gotta
little.
step over this thing.
We even bought a little basket that we could put mail in on the wall, and I just haven't done that. I'm lazy. But now I got to go through it. Most of it's junk mail. And honestly, what we do, we got a fire pit in the backyard. So I've just been burning things. We had an overabundance of cardboard for the past couple weeks. So last night I just burned a whole bunch of cardboard.
I always have so much cardboard.
Yeah. I have. Bring some
everything.
over. We will have a fire if you want. Yeah.
I should just say it because we don't have recycling at my apartment where I live, so I just gotta throw it away, and it's always like Amazon boxes.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem is like you get you get your boxes, and it's like, man, this is a really good box.
Yeah.
Like, I really.
Oh, I saved a couple for a while because I was planning on moving, and I didn't move, so I just had like this big stack of boxes. I'm like, that's gonna throw these away. I got the ones got all my pop figure boxes. I kept all my pop figure boxes, even though they're not in the boxes.
Yeah.
So I got it in a big box, a box with little small boxes in it, hanging out in my closet.
Yeah, there you go.
I should throw those fucking boxes away, but I kind of refuse to.
Oh, I did free comic book day. I dressed up
that
as
was the thing. Yeah, I didn't get around to going. I was just too busy.
I did the Miles Morales thing and had a
Me
bunch
too.
of pictures taken.
I'll dress up with you next year.
My schedule is, when I come home, I either try to do like one chore, but if I'm feeling too lazy, I'll either try to play a video game. Like I said, either GTA or lately I've been going back to Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda,
Jeez.
because or I'll sit down and I'll try to edit one of these episodes. It doesn't take too much time, but usually it's
Last thing too is we all do pretty much like physical jobs or stress. So to get you, we just want to sit the fuck down.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I wish I had a job where I could still get off, just have a bunch of energy.
You go ahead. You dress up as Nightwing, and I'll do the Red Hood
Next year.
next year.
That's it.
I'll hold you to it.
I'm obviously be the better version, obviously.
Please.
Because Nightwing just is better. Chris, you want to be was it Red Wing?
I think it's Red Wing.
Red Wing. Yeah.
I thought Red Wing was Falcon's sidekick.
Red Robin.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is. So Red Robin is
What
Tim
is
Drake.
Red Robin?
Tim Drake.
Why is he called Red Robin? Why isn't he just regular Robin?
Because he's not Robin anymore. Is it Red Robin?
I think so.
Yum.
Let's get on Google.
You gotta look this up now.
Damn it.
Like Red Robin.
I can't, just don't look up the
That's
Tim Drake news. I'd rather not get into that.
What's wrong with Tim Drake?
We'll talk about that after the podcast. What the fuck is it? Red Robin, it is.
Yeah. Notable aliases.
Yeah. Red Robin. He really went original on that one, didn't he? I don't want to be Robin anymore. I'll be Red Robin.
Right.
Yum.
I know. That name didn't last long. They didn't think about that, and after they put it out there, they fuck.
I am the Red Robin. The background. Yum.
Yeah, there's some bad guy, some asshole fucking goon.
I feel like that's something the Joker would use. It's like, I am the Red Robin, Joker, and you'll be going down today. Yum.
Gets another year added to his sentence just for that.
He'll break out anyway. It's something
right. Arkham's a revolving door.
It basically is. Why they even got security guards there?
Right.
Fucking do shit.
They should all just take a break.
That I think that'd be one of my issues with Batman. Is like everybody goes to Arkham. Well, they're all like mentally insane. I'm like, everybody goes to Arkham though. Like
that's the first Suicide Squad came up with was it 2016? Start was in Arkham.
I think one was in Arkham. Everybody else was in Bel Rev, right?
That's a new one.
I think that's how it went. I don't remember. I only saw that movie one time. It sucked so fucking bad.
But that's why the Red Hood is the best, because you don't have to put them in Arkham if they're dead.
Not wrong, but the way he does it is douchey. Like Punisher does the same thing,
cool
and I like
still murder.
Yeah, he does it, but whines about it. They gotta die because Batman wanted to kill them. I'm like, okay, dude, we get it. You got daddy issues.
Oh, just
okay.
If you think about it, every Robin has daddy issues.
Yeah, that's the reason why he gets them.
Like,
that's the reason why he picks them, because they all got daddy issues.
Like none of them actually like Batman by the end of their thing.
No, his own son doesn't. His own son in the comics, Damian Wayne, said he prefers working with Nightwing than he does his own dad. He said we work better together than I do with him.
Yeah,
I ain't that about a bitch. Everyone's like, yeah, I'd rather not work with you, dude. You're just
nobody wants to. Yeah,
like, dude, we get it. Your parents died, bro. Okay, got it. Fucking sad story. We all got it.
Dude,
I found Nightwing. My parents also died, dude. I don't bring it up every fucking sentence.
Mm-hmm. My parents died. It was like, okay, so what does that have to do with the Joker?
Like, dude, I'm just trying to drink my coffee. I'm trying to eat breakfast here, bro.
Right.
Like, thanks. Good morning to you too. Fuck.
You wake up into the Batcave. My parents died, so we have to go and get Penguin. And he's like, you see Nightwing sitting there with a bowl of cereal. Like, okay,
Like, how old are you now? 50? Your parents are still alive with
Mine-
these more shocking.
mine too. But whatever, bro. Weird flex, but okay.
That's Batman flexing. I he buys stuff just flex. Hey, my parents died. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
I mean, Alfred just raised you, but fuck him, right?
Right.
yeah, right, yeah. Alfred has literally beat up Superman for you. What have your parents done for you? Yeah.
They left you a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a company that you're almost trying to tank every 5 minutes.
That no one actually knows what it does, but it just
Right.
makes you a billionaire.
You just push papers around.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a Ponzi
Yeah.
scheme or something.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what all CEOs do. I mean,
Basically.
yeah.
This is where we get demonetized right here.
I was like, I wasn't
Not,
going to go there.
not
but-
you, Disney. Not you.
Sweet Disney.
Just sign the check, Disney. Just sign the check.
Our Disney overlords will not be pleased.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube is such a great company, you know.
Yeah. Go back to the Numa days.
Yeah.
The 2 girls, 1 cup days.
That wasn't
Jeez.
YouTube.
It was on YouTube.
Was it?
It showed it. They didn't care back then.
Oh.
You could find it on there.
Jeez.
They weren't censoring anything. The first ever YouTube video was a dude walking through a park.
No, the first
It was
ever
a zoo. It was
the
a
zoo, and he
yeah.
makes a dick joke about an elephant. It's like they're known for their really, really long trunks.
See, I didn't actually watch that video. That's great.
Yeah. I watched it a couple times.
Just for a dick joke.
Well, that's the only video they had at the time.
Hey, this is weird. There's one guy that's posted this video on this website. Hit replay again.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
Change your background on MySpace again.
Yeah, I went back. You know, just the other day I went back to see because we live in a YouTube world where everything is censored. I mean, even our channel I found out is restricted because you have 2 choices: not for kids, but don't restrict our videos. Because we're not for kids, we are restricted if somebody has restricted mode active.
That's all right. Usually they only have that for little kids. Like if you're an adult and you have your videos restricted, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, guy.
My child was taking off adult stuff at 7 years old. So
Yeah.
kids. Are
I
gonna
saw
watch it
American
anyway.
Pie at the age of 5, so I can't talk.
That's fair. But anyway,
My parents didn't give 2 fucks about that shit.
what I'm saying,
I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. I'm just saying they didn't care, and it's like,
Yeah.
you got a little bit. You probably
Well,
got
what I'm
probably
saying
should
is,
have just
like,
a little bit.
Yeah, like I went back and I think I
I
saw.
know you're
was it-
7. Here's Vice City. There you go.
Yeah,
Have fun.
I went and
Kill
saw
that
it was
hooker,
an
son.
iDubbbz video as a diss track, and from when that time that was made was when all the censoring started happening, and at the time they just didn't care. It's like, wow, this video didn't age well.
No, I think that's where a lot of people are having issues. Like
Yeah.
some old stuff, like like, dude, you didn't care back then.
Right,
Right.
like if you go back and watch some old videos, they didn't care. It's awesome. I love that time of YouTube.
It did come with its own problems. Nothing that we saw, but people did have problems. And that's why they had to start censoring.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
Same
why I
issue.
don't hate. 'Cause
that was.
it's like,
I don't hate it either because the Tumblr had the same issue.
Yeah.
Everything. I know a lot of people give Zuckerberg for Facebook problems for it, but the interest he's talking about, he said like literally, I don't do that because I want to, but as soon as something happens and they say it started on Facebook, I'm the one that gets fucked.
Right.
Like all these guys had all this hateful stuff that they said on Facebook, and that turned into a group that did this thing. Well, it started on Facebook. Well, now all my stock just dropped, and now I'm fucking broke.
Right.
So I'm kind of put in a fucking spot where I don't want to, but I'm not gonna let you fuck me out of money.
Right.
Or hurt my company because
That works with any business, though, any management.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it, but being
It-
the
it-
underdog there kind of sucks.
no one's in a
There's
winning
no,
situation.
yeah, it's a no-win situation, and there's no good way to go about it.
All right, I think that takes us to
Yeah,
our-
sorry, what was that? 20 minutes in.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Politics. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
today's
that's
episode-
lighthearted politics.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we could have gone deeper, but
Yeah.
Today's episode is we watched the new Suicide Squad,
yeah,
2021.
finally giving DC some love.
Yeah, and so what'd you guys think of it?
My overall thoughts, I love that movie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was so much better than the first one. Like this is the DC I want to see.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I get, it was a lot more jokey. It doesn't, future films don't have to be like that, but like this, Shazam, Aquaman, the first Wonder Woman film, that's the DC universe I want. Where it's not all dark and broody and, trying to think it's telling more than what it is.
So
it's such a deep story. It's kind of not, dude. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about this, and like Marvel's always been this lighthearted, consistent story going from one character to the other, making them work up to build up. I think DC does it best when they're inconsistent and all over the place.
Yeah, just bring in.
I want more Shazam. I want more of the Suicide Squad they got. I want more like Birds of Prey had nothing to do with nothing, and it was a good movie, in my opinion.
Right.
And just kind of like the Batman and Superman thing. They're DC's biggest heroes flopped in this universe. So really, the DCEU, if played cards right, can survive without Batman and Superman. They can just throw out all the characters we don't care about and make something good out of it.
Yeah. Well, they don't. What they could do is make them a little bit more of like a minor parts.
Yeah.
Like small parts to the whole, picture, mechanism. Yeah. Right.
Because we know we've seen Batman for Superman. We know Justice League already by this point. They just focus on all the side characters of the DC and make all the main characters the new side characters.
Exactly.
Make it flip roles, and this movie did it perfectly.
Just make it, like you said, to make sure they're not all up each other's asses. Like I get MCU does it, but that was years of establishing everything.
Right.
And then people always complained, even those movies, like, oh, and Captain America, well, where was Thor at? I'm like, they don't have to be there.
Right.
People can do their own thing. You don't always have to call in, big name characters.
Yeah.
You can do your own thing. Ant-Man didn't have any of those guys. He had Howard Stark in there.
Yeah, Ant-Man was a side character brought into Civil War. Right. I want to see more of that. Yeah. DC's done it well. But when they started, it was kind of rocky because there was Man of Steel. Then several years later was Batman vs. Superman.
God, that movie's so bad.
And then Justice League. Where, Marvel built up all this. DC went to try and get here in 4 movies, and it just didn't work.
They wanted everything. Oh, see, this is all connected right off rip. Like, oh, kind of let it build. Let it build.
Yeah, Man of Steel was good.
I enjoyed it.
I did like it, but I wish there was more build up for it.
There's a lot of people.
Man of Steel started the DC universe, but didn't really do anything to connect it.
Yeah.
Whereas right off the bat in Iron Man 1, Nick Fury was there ready to connect stuff.
Yeah. And that was an added scene later on, but then they took that and was like, okay, now we got to do something.
Yeah, that wasn't even in theaters, was it?
It was, but I think it was just so added at the end. Like it was like they filmed that like just beforehand, just before it got released. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the whole Hulk where Iron Man shows up at the end. That was added in there just after Iron Man came out.
Right.
Because that wasn't planned. They're like, oh, let's hurry up, throw this in there real quick. And then he's like, okay, now we started the idea. We have to do something with it now.
Yeah.
Where I remember Comic-Con like 5 years ago, DC released like a list, like a films list of what was going to be coming out, and none of that fucking came to fruition.
That's because 2020 kind of slammed.
Oh no, it was before that. It started dying because
they had a whole list of things.
Because it didn't have Lobo in it.
Yeah.
Fucking Lobo. Yeah.
God, one of the most 90 villains you've ever seen in your life.
Today's Suicide Squad that we watched today was not on that list of movies to watch. They didn't even plan a sequel for that. This list was made after the first Suicide Squad.
Well, after that film came out, I didn't think it would get a sequel because that's how bad that film was. I feel bad because Terrell liked it, and then he showed it to me, and as I'm watching, I just kept shitting on that movie so hard. I felt bad for him. I felt like I ruined it for him.
I'm like 50-50 on that movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Like I liked it, and then as I watched it the second time, and Ricky's sitting there saying things, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like that, this part sucks. this part is horrible.
I felt so bad for her because you went like, yeah, I like them. Okay, I'm watching. I was like, man, this isn't really going anywhere. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, that's still okay. That didn't need to happen. Why are we still walking? Okay, this isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
I mean,
nothing's happening.
Characters are being wasted left and right.
Oh, I know.
Like, I mean,
hey, here's Katana. We're gonna throw her in at the end, and she's not gonna be the one to use the sword at the end. We're gonna have Harley Quinn do it.
Right.
Oh, Katana wasn't. Yeah, I
forgot. They literally just had her in there just to have the sword. to give to Harley Quinn, so Harley Quinn could use the sword.
She didn't even have to trick the Mordor. She could have just handed that shit off.
Yeah. It was nothing. I'm like, really? And you look at the actress who plays Katana, and you look how she's doing now. It's like, oh, she was a good actress. You didn't do anything with her. She plays God, what is her name from The Boys?
Kimiko.
Yeah.
Kimiko.
From The Boys. Yeah, that's the actress
wow.
that played Katana.
Yep.
So it was like, oh, you had somebody here. And you did nothing with her. Good on you.
Yeah, there's.
But
That movie was kind of different.
I mean, he did bring out some returning characters for this one. We got Captain Boomerang, who fucking died.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Should have thrown that out there
This is
first.
always spoilers with us.
Yeah, so returning characters: Amanda Waller, Rick Flag, Captain Boomerang, and Harley Quinn. Am I missing anybody?
Oh, I think that's it.
Slipknot.
Oh yeah,
I'm kidding.
fucking Slipknot.
Slipknot died at the beginning. Yeah, okay.
He was so. You knew he was dying when they were leaving. I was like, oh yeah, this is the other guy.
Right. He didn't even get a flashy intro.
No,
He just hopped out the
No,
van.
yeah, so
we know who's dying
This
first.
movie starts off with Michael Rooker Savan, who basically Deadshot, I'm guessing, but with anything.
Kinda. I
He
guess.
was just
I
thrown-
know
I don't-
nothing about that character. so
Yeah, I
couldn't
knew
even tell
nothing
you.
either. He was just throwing a ball. He killed a bird, and after he saw the entire squad get killed ashore, he freaked out and ran
Yeah.
away.
He panicked.
And then got his head blown off.
Yeah.
So I'm more surprised with the Boomerang one. That surprised me. I'm like, oh, he'll make it through, as everybody else
Because
is
he was
getting
like, he was
mowed
from the
down.
first movie, right? He'll make
Yeah.
it through. No, he didn't make it.
What is it? He was the biggest named person out of that entire group besides Harley Quinn.
Yeah, because
Right.
we know Captain Boomerang from the last movie.
Yeah.
Now this movie felt so it's considered a soft reboot, right? So it's not a sequel. So as a soft reboot, I would consider it a sequel that doesn't reference the first movie at all. Because the first movie had to build up the Suicide Squad to what they are.
Yeah.
This new movie, they were already there. Suicide Squad was already a thing.
Already established.
Yeah.
Which I think you can do that with a lot more films nowadays. You don't have to have the origin story for stuff
Yeah.
that
It's like
certain stuff doesn't need origin story. Also, certain stuff, if we really know the story, do we need it? No, we don't.
that's how they introduced Spider-Man to the MCU. Just
Yeah.
threw him in there, and you're like, "Oh, Spider-Man!"
Yeah, we don't
know
have to
who
see.
Spider-Man
We don't
is.
have to
Come
see
on.
Uncle Ben die again.
I mean, what we could do is
For the
like,
third time.
shoot like 5 or 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying, of something that happened in the past, and if the
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey, well, I'm interested. What's going on with this character? How did this character get here?" And then we can elaborate later, with
Yeah.
another movie like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the best way to do it.
yeah, it would give us the stuff that we asked for, not
Yeah.
what you think I want.
Yeah.
So, after everybody died right away, turns out that whole thing was a diversion anyway. Amanda Waller knew they were gonna die.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And the first person to die was Weasel, which
Yeah.
was hilarious. You just this Weasel.
Well, I made the joke. Is he gonna belly flop? And I said, someone gonna because they were all jumping in the water. I'm like, man, hopefully somebody belly flops.
He belly flops and starts drowning.
I was like, wait, did anybody ask if the weasel could swim?
They all
No?
just are like, "Oh Jesus."
Yeah. Oh man, that was a great fucking scene.
I still find it unlikely that he was the only one that could not swim. Like, there had to have been multiple people that couldn't swim. And
You think?
I don't know.
Well,
It'd been hilarious if King Shark couldn't swim.
That would
it's
be hilarious.
King Shark.
See, who else introduced in that group that got mowed down? You had
Blackguard.
Blackguard.
The javelin.
The Javelin,
Jesus Christ.
TDK,
Yeah, TDK.
TDK. Ah,
Nathan Fillion.
you used
He had
that
the best
actor.
parter.
He should have been Nova, but he's too old now. But
Oh, what do they call her? The green alien chick.
yeah, who looked like she was like some like Starfire's world or some shit.
sort of gladiator type. What was she? I gotta look this up.
I had it and I lost it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's how unmemorable these characters were because they were just mowed down right away.
She was basically DC's Gamora.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, she looked like she was from like Starfire's world. I think who else?
Go ahead and look this up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had let's see.
Mongal, excuse me.
Mongal.
Mongal.
They really went for it on the name, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, all these names. I mean, man. It's like James Gunn's going through. What's the worst name DC villains? I want all of them.
Basically, that's what this was.
Seriously.
What? And then after they introduced, was it X Team, Task Force X, B Team
Mhm.
was Bloodsport, Harley. No, not Harley Quinn. Bloodsport, King Shark, Peacemaker, and
Polka Dot
Polka Dot
Man and
Man,
The
Ratcatcher
Ratcatcher.
2.
Ratcatcher too.
Yes.
So, cool thing is when they introduce Bloodsport, like he'll be a good asset to the team. He puts Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet,
Yeah.
which was a comic book thing. But yeah, he's a Superman villain. For
I
those
didn't
who
know
didn't
that.
know, yeah,
God, he sounds so 90s.
yeah,
Bloodsport.
yeah, he's a Superman villain. Peacemaker and Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man, his powers in the comics are so he's basically a bank robber, Inspector Gadget type. He's got these polka dots on his clothes that he takes off and they do various things. It's not an interdimensional Star Labs made power. It's just say he's a cartoon character. He can reach into a polka dot, pull out a gun. He'll throw a black polka dot on the ground, and that's his getaway. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds so cartoon villain.
Yeah.
Like, not even one you spend a whole episode on,
No.
but like a side. Like, oh, this guy was robbing this thing. Okay, let's just go take care of him.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well,
he'll
we
get
just
into
got back from throwing, Polka Dot Man in jail. Do we need to see it? No, we don't.
no.
I like what they did. I mean, I'm
I do
sure
like it.
that
It
has to
worked.
hurt the one Polka Dot fan out there that didn't get to see.
Who, me?
The one,
Yeah.
the one person that Polka Dot Man is one of their favorite characters.
I think this worked out.
Oh,
Yeah,
it did.
Because okay, James Gunn. For me, it's like a love-hate thing because I like superhero movies. And movies like this is superhero movies don't have to be funny, but for him it works.
Yeah.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, he turned into what was supposed to be like the most badass Space Ranger team out there in Marvel Universe. It was just kind of a band of misfits out there. Yeah. And then when they do join the Avengers in Infinity War, they're just a bunch of idiots. But because they're James Gunn's characters, it worked.
Yeah.
And they kind of did the same thing with the Suicide Squad. But I like this movie. It's just the way they did it is what I say I love and I hate about it. Is like you got the big dumb brute with King Shark, and then you just the band of idiot misfits out there.
Yeah, that's just kind of just a thing.
Yeah.
It's just James Gunn style. Like he has found a way to make it work to where like even the big dumb, whether it's King Shark or Drax, you still love those characters.
Yeah,
like you still grow to like them, not just him being
the
big dumb guy.
I grow to like the story. I grow to like the characters. It's one of those opposite things. Like you say, when an idea is bad, that the execution was. Oh yeah, no, the idea was good, but the execution is bad. In this case, I feel like the idea is bad, but the execution was fantastic.
Yeah,
right.
But also there's scenes that really shouldn't be funny, like that are hilarious.
Yeah.
Like my favorite scene is just when they're going through that village, taking out all the bad guys.
Kill everyone in that village. So they kill everyone in that village, and they basically have a dick swinging contest to see what creative ways they can kill them.
Yeah, and then they find out like, oh, that was the rebellion. That was
the
rebels.
Freedom Fighters.
Yeah,
Like...
and then that pause, it just that got me. It's like it's not supposed to be fun. Like, oh, they just killed all these innocent people.
Yeah,
but they didn't know. We didn't know. It's like
James.
Oh,
Yeah, so James
I didn't see anybody out there.
Warner Brothers didn't want him to do that scene. And when he saw it in the premiere, he was like, "Yeah, I went really far with this one. I really did that." that was the one scene in the whole movie that almost like made the whole movie halt.
It's such a great scene, though.
Yeah,
because it's also
he's like his justification was, well, Amanda Waller did say to kill everyone in the village. And so they were just following orders. They didn't know.
Yeah, they just knew Rick Flag was there. They didn't know who these guys were. It's not like they wrote like freedom fighters on like their shirts.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Amanda Waller didn't care anyway.
Oh, right. No, she didn't care about anything.
No. Those guys are probably on that other Deadpool.
Yeah. How many of them are they going to kill?
Yeah, they had a whole bet scene at the beginning of the movie. That was hilarious.
Who's going to live and who's going to die?
Yeah. And then it led up to where they got to do the big bad fight with Starro the Conqueror. Well, I mean, a bunch of other stuff happened in there too. Like the whole Harley Quinn scene where for a day she spent with the president of Marto cult? Carlo
I am forgetting the name.
Maltese. Calto Maltese.
I think that's it. Carlo Maltese.
Maltese.
Yeah.
Quarto Maltese. Sorry. I'm bad with my sorry, DC.
Use real places, damn it.
Yeah, there's not a real place though.
That's what I'm saying. Just use real
Yeah.
places, damn it.
That, or if you're gonna make the name up, let's not go
Make it
too
fucking
crazy with it.
ridiculous.
Like
Right.
Wakanda is not too hard to fucking pronounce.
Right.
It's a made up place.
Sokovia,
For those that didn't know.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
I mean, there might have been people out there believing in Wakanda, but I hope people don't think that.
Yeah,
that's real.
so they
Yeah.
did a whole Harley Quinn thing. She killed the president because he was like, oh, anyone, any man, women, children, go against us, I will put them to the beast. And she shot him in the heart. That was cool. And then he's just bleeding out while she's explaining it.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
I almost thought it was.
excellent that scene.
I
Exactly.
thought
It
it
was
was
another one of those moments where it's funny, but
It's funny because he's just struggling, bleeding out.
which you
and,
really shouldn't be
you
laughing
shouldn't
at
be
that.
laughing
But
at
it's like he says, execution.
yeah,
Exactly.
he's just kind of like, and you're like, that's hilarious, but I don't know why. That's
I mean, he was
hilarious.
also a piece of shit. So
Yeah.
it's not like,
Right.
not like I'm supposed to feel sorry for that guy.
It wasn't a
That's
whole,
what makes it
on a
funny.
whole, a
That's
bad
what makes
thing.
it funny. Is like, oh, I shouldn't feel sorry for him, but it's hilarious how he's bleeding out. But then you're like, oh, that's a person. I shouldn't be laughing at him bleeding out.
Which that's the thing. Just like none of these people are good people. I mean,
No,
probably
no.
the only two good people you could probably argue is just King Shark and fucking Polka Dot
Ratcatcher.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher
At
and
least she
Pokemon.
just stole
King
stuff.
Shark.
Right.
He
King-
eats people. How would you call that a good person?
Well, he doesn't fucking know any better. He's got like the mind of a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't. I feel like that's not his fault.
friends.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
So
He's just
yeah,
hungry.
King
If a
Shark.
toddler
Like I
was
said,
that big, they're definitely eating somebody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You really can't tell them to not do it.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man, he's just when we got to see inside his head, he's not mentally there.
no,
I
no.
feel bad for him at that point.
Everything he sees is
Looks
his
like
mom.
That's
And it was funny. They're
hilarious.
doing the club dance, and he was dancing with his mom, and
Yeah.
his mom was everywhere. And then the final fight with Starro the Conqueror. He's like, "Hey, you know who that is? That's your mom!" And then you look up, and it's his
His
mom
mom.
up there. That was the
destroying the buildings.
best. Oh, man, that got me. I saw that movie before you guys did, so even seeing it the second time made me a little laugh.
It was definitely a great scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ratcatcher is probably probably a genuine good person. Like, yeah, she stole stuff, but you look at her backstory in her life.
Like, you get why.
Yeah,
Right.
You
Yeah.
get an actual little piece of everybody except for King Shark, but King Shark, you don't need a backstory for that.
no, because they said they think he might be some descendant of some shark,
Some
guy.
ancient guy.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Other than that, we don't really know much about this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what's he gonna tell you?
No.
He can barely come up with a couple words.
He was reading a book, but he was reading it back upside down.
Read book.
I like book. He's reading it upside down.
You don't realize that?
Yeah.
It's for
And
show.
those,
Yeah.
that moment when all those little jellyfish got teeth and started eating him, I thought he was dead.
So
I thought they were shredding him in this pool until he fell down and started killing all the army people. But
Like, no, he was the heart of the film.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely. And it's funny because King Shark's, like I said earlier, is a Flash villain. And I almost really want to see a Flash movie, Ezra Miller, whenever the hell it comes out, to have Sylvester Stallone's King Shark in there.
It comes
I
out when
think-
Gambit comes out,
And a new Grand Theft Auto game. It's all
And
at
a
the same
new-
time.
and a new Elder Scrolls.
I know
game.
what you're about to say.
Yes.
I know what you're about to say.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, they just confirmed that they, instead of making Grand Theft Auto 6, they were re-releasing the GTA trilogy, which is GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas on all systems, including Switch.
Good. Did they all get remastered? That's all I want.
I think it's remastered. It's an HD remaster.
I'm okay.
I'm
with
on
that.
it.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely. Play
I
that.
need to
I will
play
definitely probably get that on Switch.
I need to play my favorite game of all time again. It's been many years.
Which one is it?
San
San
Andreas?
Andreas?
I've never actually played that.
Oh, I used to play Vice City all the time. I didn't
Yeah, I
play-
went from Vice in 3 years. We got 3 Vice City, then San Andreas, and I was like San Andreas. Like I had literally a book of cheat codes for that thing, and just owned that entire thing.
I bet you can still get a book. You can still.
Oh,
get those
fuck,
cheat
yeah.
codes. I hope that
The
I will be
internet better.
angry if that cheat codes don't work.
Yeah.
Did cheat codes still work on PS4, GTA 5? They
I don't
worked
know.
on 360.
I have no idea. I feel like they still have to. That
They
was
have
part
to.
of
I
the
never-
charm.
Yeah, because they did when the game first came out. There were no cheat codes. They had to release an update to release some cheat codes later on, and they worked on 360, but I haven't tried it on PS4.
I still remember the code for the jetpack by heart, so I'm good there.
Oh yeah,
It was very simple.
yeah. It's like when I used to play Doom. I used to do all the cheat codes when I was younger.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh
Right.
man,
Back to Suicide Squad. We're reminiscing on Grand Theft Auto.
where
here.
were we?
Suicide.
Starro or something, or the heart of the
Oh,
Gears.
we were just
King
talking.
Shark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
King Shark.
So whenever the Flash comes out, I'd like to see the Flash fight this King Shark and just make it hilarious. Because the only way I can see it is him just like going around town, not knowing he's eating people, but just tearing people apart. And the Flash not just kind of freaking out because that cat, he's not a brave guy.
Yeah.
Or at least Ezra Miller's Flash is not brave at all. He's just kind of like probably
He's a guy
sitting
who
there
can
like,
run fast,
what
and
the
that's
hell
about
do I
it.
do? Yeah.
That's all right.
Never
that's
done
it.
battle.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you can run fast. What do you mean? You almost can't get hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you scared?
And one thing I didn't like about him was that, like when he was fighting Superman in the slow mo speed thing, he's sliding around like he's got no grip on the floor.
Yeah, that was always a joke. Is he was the only guy who doesn't know how to run
Yeah,
because his running was fucking wonky as hell.
it was wonky, and when
Because
he
even
was
it's
running,
like I know they did. Well, it's in
slide
slow motion. I'm like, yeah, but you guys didn't actually just have him run and just slow
couldn't
it down.
stop. You're telling me with the Speed Force, which was supposed to be the explanation for why he's got so good control over speed.
It was
He
like
can't
it was,
stop.
It was like Steven Seagal running. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not that bad. That might be the worst running. Fucking
Yeah, like,
his arms.
like Quicksilver in X-Men is probably what saved the X-Men movies in some at least Apocalypse is where he goes in and saves everybody in the whole school and is perfectly okay about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool cut.
I did not mean to make that much noise setting it back down.
It's a Justice League Cup. I got it in theaters when that came out back in 2017. Wow.
Yeah.
That's how long this movie's been out?
Yeah.
I just took a look and then I was like, let me set it down gently.
Doom.
It's like when you used to hang up the phone and
I mean,
yeah, no one knows the satisfaction of getting angry at someone and then closing the phone on them.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man, back when
Just
slam it
slam it.
shut. Yeah. Those are good old days. Let's say King Shark was my favorite character, but one Ratcatcher I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed that group, the secondary group, the B team as it was. Everybody in there was great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even Peacemaker. Yeah.
Exactly.
As
John
annoying.
Cena.
Yeah. And it worked. It was actually nice seeing him cuss and him like act like an asshole and a douche.
Yeah.
It's funny. James Gunn in both movies has to choose invisible characters that you just can't see.
Yeah, I know. Can't see him. Wasn't there? There was actually a meme about that, about him actually being in Harry Potter. Like, yeah, he was there the whole
He's the
time.
invisibility cloak.
Yeah, he was there the whole time. You just didn't see him.
As credited as the invisibility cloak.
Yeah. No, yeah, Peacekeeper.
I respect it. I would want that for my career, just to get people randomly credit me or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, Peacemaker was cool. And it was fun. Him and Bloodsport were going at it.
Yeah.
Or
The entire
like-
time, because they even make a joke that they're basically the same
like,
guy.
Wait, you've chosen all of us. Bloodsport asked Amanda Waller. He's like, you chose all of us because we have unique skills. He does what I do. He's like, yeah, but better.
Yeah, the entire time.
Yeah. But what do you do better than me? I use smaller bullets.
Yeah.
Then
I hit the target even more on center than you do. This fucking guy.
Everyone knows that one guy, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's always that one guy.
Oh, yeah. I know.
At work, at school, wherever.
I
There's
know
always
a
going to
couple
be that
people like
one
that.
Your
guy.
family, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple people like that. It's like, hey, yeah, I just did this thing. Not even bragging. Like, hey, I just bought this new house. Yeah, it's really nice. Man, I just bought a house too, and it's got one more bedroom than the house that you just bought. Like,
Yeah, it's
okay.
big. Mine's bigger. Mine's got 4 bedrooms instead of 3.
I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know this was a dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Here, guy. I was just excited that I did something.
Then
Yeah.
I got a house.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. What?
Hey man, I just got this dog. Yeah, they were got a really nice. Always wanted this kind of dog. Like, yeah, I got 2 of those. Like, okay. Well,
Those guys are like,
oh,
yeah,
I got it for cheaper.
that dog is nice, but I just went and spent $300 on this specific breed, and I'm like, I don't always get that. I get why people want a specific breed of dog, but for me, a dog is a dog.
Basically.
I just go out and pick a dog, any dog, and they're cool with me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how I got my dog.
Yeah.
And you guys like my dog.
So
So
you got a cool
yeah.
ass dog.
Yeah, he's chill.
He knows I'm a sucker and decides to give him table scraps all the
Right,
time. But
right.
yeah, he's
Like
awesome.
when we had pizza the other last week, and he was just throwing a sausage at him.
Wait, that's Peacekeeper though.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is a
Yeah,
keeper.
Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker.
Did I say
Sorry.
peacekeeper?
I might. I don't know how.
Somebody said peacekeeper. And
That was most likely me.
Peacemaker. So yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, the pacemaker.
Yeah, the Peacemaker.
Yeah.
It's a rat catcher.
We're kind of all
really
over the
enjoyed
place.
her.
Like I thoroughly enjoyed. Thoroughly enjoyed Ratcatcher and Bloodsport. I mean, as much as I cannot stand that name. Like
It says so 90s.
right? But I really enjoyed. I think that he had.
It just screams he wore a leather jacket at one time in the comics.
You know, you got the right. You got those characters that are, dynamic characters that changed, in some way or shape or form. And he happened to be the one that changes.
Yeah.
And usually it's not always for good, but this one, he kind of softens up. He kind of, becomes more of a human character almost.
Well, it's at the end, when you get to when Starro does get released and it's attacking, and he starts to leave and they follow, and then when he decides to turn back, it shows the leader they were all okay with turning back and fighting,
Right?
Because everybody got a little bit of development where they would be okay with that.
Exactly.
Where they didn't feel right about it. Like, we can't just let all these people. We're bad people, but these people are just getting slaughtered right now.
Let's do something about
just leaving.
Interesting that Bloodsport was written in 1987.
Wow, very close to 90s.
Very
It's
close.
close enough.
Close enough. Yeah.
Is he wearing a leather jacket?
Smoking a stogie.
He didn't even have that mask when he started. He just had a white mask. He just looked like this.
Yeah, look at the thing on his chest, though. Yeah,
it was a cross.
Douchebag. Yeah, of
Or a
course.
cross on his chest.
That's amazing.
Like, it's like, he looks like someone who would be an extra in Spawn.
You look up Bloodsport, and he's got like 3 or 4 different outfits. Like, another outfit is this. Well, he doesn't even have. He just has like that kind of mask, like Rambo.
And look at the gun. Look at the shell casings.
Oh my god, he's just like Chapel from fucking Spawn. Yes. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Guys, so they say it's that 90s thing. Everybody's extreme and fucking crazy.
Overkill.
Yeah.
I can't stand that name.
God, who else was there? Was another really bad name like that. Well, I think was it Bloodshot was also created too.
Well, that was Valiant,
but still, it's like
was it Bloodshot, that Vin Diesel movie?
Yeah. He was a hero or whatever. Yeah, I think he was also in '90s in Bloodshot.
Yeah.
Overkill and fucking Bloodsport and fucking I don't know, probably like Wrecker or something.
Like Death.
The Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking Crew. I think it was like more '70s.
Yeah,
but still, that sounds like a '90s name.
Right.
Well, all in
I'm
all,
waiting for like there wasn't like a villain on like a BMX bike.
Yeah,
there probably is.
There it has to be.
Well, all in all, what do you guys think of the Suicide Squad? Our reviews kind of been all over the place.
Yeah, it's the best DC film I've seen since Shazam.
I mean, no Lobo, but I'll allow it.
I mean, the only other one that's came out is really technically Wonder Woman 84, but that was better than that. It's far better than the original. I liked it more than Justice League. I didn't see Snyder Cut. Don't plan on seeing Snyder Cut.
I know.
Snyder Cut.
I can't.
I know
it's not
like,
the time thing. I just
4-hour
I don't. He got a second try at it, and I'm not gonna act like he didn't add it in.
Right.
It was his plan the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe that. Don't lie.
Fucking had years.
Because plus, it's already getting people to already like, oh, I want to see the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad where their company didn't come. Like, everybody can't get a do over.
Right.
Everybody can't get a do over.
Exactly.
He got a do over because of petition.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was added in after that wasn't original to his cut was the ending of the Snyder Cut, which is the nightmare scene.
No, that was it anyways.
And then he brought Jared Leto in it for it, but
yeah, and then he did that bad meme thing that they thought would have been cool, and people just laughed at.
Yeah, Jared Leto was.
We live in a society, like, dude. No, that was a meme that people really just kind of thought it was kind of funny.
There's that.
You put it as serious, and everybody's like laughed at you for thinking that people thought it was serious.
And he brought Mira in there, and she was British.
Yeah. Just does not do Mira again.
Yeah.
At least not with that actress.
Yeah.
Just push that to the side. Just recast and don't bring it up again.
Either recast her or kill her. I don't care.
Or, yeah,
Well,
just
the
don't
thing is,
bring
I
her
like
back.
that character. That's the
Yeah,
sad
that's what I'm
thing.
saying. But
And
just
plus, Aquaman is not gonna have another love interest. I mean, who else you got? It's like Mira and nobody else. I mean, he banged Wonder Woman in in Flashpoint, and then they started a war.
who hasn't banged Wonder Woman in Flashpoint?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They started a war.
I mean, Batman's
and
had
ended
it.
the war.
Superman's had her. Well, Superman had her in Justice, but you know.
So yeah, they need to do better with her.
Yeah.
But she needs to be getting a third film. You think that had been announced already? What is the next DC film after this? Was it supposed to be Batman?
They're inconsistent.
The
They
new
don't-
Batman?
They don't know. I heard that new Batman got canceled again, or delayed at least.
Oh, the Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
I was actually
Is that
looking
still
forward to
happening?
that
I know.
until they showed what he looked like as Bruce Wayne. I'm like, oh.
He's like
I-
Spider-Man 3.
I didn't
Peter
need
Parker.
the emo. Yeah, I didn't need that. Like, because the thing is, he's supposed to be like different. Like, dude, you could still be like sad that like someone died and still not.
Oh no,
look
it's still
like
coming March 4th, 2022.
Oh,
the
nice.
Batman.
Nice. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I want to check that out.
It's Penguin as the villain, right?
Riddler.
Riddler. That's
and they have
that's,
the Riddler actually looking nothing like the comic book. He his look, I guess, was inspired off of the Zodiac Killer or something like that.
I'm okay.
So he's all scary and horror looking. He's got a leather suit and mask and stuff.
I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
that costume was kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, they
so-
had to change it in the comics where it's more like he wears more like a suit style instead of like wearing the spandex with
Mhm.
question marks on there. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
The
So
suit-
the Riddler
suit is
in
a lot
this
better.
is going to
Yeah.
be more horror movie looking like,
Which that's how it
Yeah.
should be.
because he is a very mysterious like character.
Yeah,
like
and
that,
that's
so.
actually the villain I've been wanting them to do again, just because.
Jim Carrey doesn't cut it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jim
that-
Carrey didn't even wear
that-
the suit. He wore the spandex. So.
That and I don't need to see the Joker again. I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
it's the same thing that happened with Spider-Man. We didn't need the Green Goblin again,
Right.
and they
we
did
haven't
it.
got Green Goblin again.
We got him twice
When?
in the Amazing
That was
Spider-Man.
Hobgoblin. Yeah.
Yeah, but he
That was the Green Goblin because they made.
they made him Amazing Spider-Man too.
Yeah,
pretty
in
much
Sam
is basically
Raimi's,
what it
they
was.
made Harry the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Which confused a lot of people because I
Yeah.
guess Harry wasn't the Hobgoblin in the comics.
No, Hobgoblin was it Ned?
Ned, yeah.
Ned Leeds.
Yeah,
Or something like
Yeah,
believe
that.
Ned
that's
is
who it
one of
was.
them because I know Hobgoblin's more than one character.
Yeah, it hits different people.
It's one of those things.
It's like Ned Leeds and Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Well, they didn't call him They didn't
this.
call Harry Hobgoblin.
No.
They just kind of called him Harry.
They called him New Goblin in there,
Was it New
Yeah.
Goblin?
which I
After that,
didn't like the idea of that. But
No.
I mean,
I don't like Harry as a bad guy.
right.
But yeah, I'm good on seeing some new characters. That's
Yeah.
why I was actually glad they used Starro because as goofy as that character is, I think he's technically the original.
He is the
Justice
very
League
yeah. So
villain?
Starro the Conqueror was the very first Justice League villain.
Yeah.
When Justice League first came out.
I mean, he's such a goofy character. That was back then when they would just do a lot of monster stuff.
Yeah.
So, overall, I really enjoyed this film.
I loved it too. I think it's much better than the other movie, 2016.
Jason Masondale.
Oh, for Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Jason.
That's the one I keep always thinking about. But Ned Leeds is one of them.
yeah.
Jason Mathendale. So
And
they do
actually-
like Jason's in there.
So
Jason
they are doing the
Statham.
Hobgoblin another time.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's rumored that Hobgoblin's going to be in No Way Home. But that actor lost 100 pounds.
Good for him.
So you see him on Instagram and he's like ripped now. So-
Good for him.
Right.
Kind of assuming he might have a superhero role here.
I'm okay with that. I like that. That actor's earned it.
Yeah,
So
he's worked up to that.
yeah. No. Overall, man, really enjoyed this film. If people, which I don't know where you should be listening to this. If you've seen this film, go see it. It's I
So
say,
what would you say out of 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10. Actually, I give it an 8. Reason
Yeah.
why I would put it higher, probably, I know 8's kind of high for like that, but I also add in enjoyment. Like, arguably, it's probably not that high, but enjoyment, I enjoyed the hell out of it. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
give
gonna
it an
put 8.5.
What do
You think, Terrell?
Same here. Like the things that I found fault with, I really can't even bring
Yeah,
up.
I
And
That's why I
only-
said the worst part about the movie is the idea of the movie, but like I said,
Yeah.
the execution was fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
only thing I didn't like was just some of the Harley Quinn stuff, which we brought up, like her being a master of every weapon.
Yeah.
But after a certain, I was like, okay, if that's my biggest nitpick with this film, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
That's why I don't
it's
even
Harley
really
Quinn.
see it.
Like honestly, at this point, it's like the only explanation she needs is it's Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Right.
So he just kind of I ran with it and didn't care. So I was like, okay,
That's kind of what they go.
that
with
was the
is-
only issue I got. I'm okay with that.
They
Right.
kind of ran with this film like Harley Quinn was the favorite character, and I'm cool with that.
Which I'm glad they didn't completely just focus on her, even though she had her
Yeah.
scenes.
She was barely kind of
Yeah.
in there.
I mean, she
really.
had like her long scenes with her. Then everything else was everybody else. I enjoyed those scenes a lot.
Yeah,
It didn't feel like the Harley Quinn show,
Yes.
which I heard that's what Birds of Prey kind of felt like.
Yeah,
So,
Birds
In
of Prey
parts.
was like the live action Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
so
With some more action to it, but yeah.
I still enjoyed that one.
I
but
did too.
I can see why people didn't like it.
I gotta see it one of these days.
I liked it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. It was just it was kind of all over the place though.
Right. I mean, it had to
Yeah.
be. The way they brought everyone together.
Yeah.
Most of those characters.
They didn't really
weren't
even bring anyone together. It was just everyone else just kind of randomly came up and.
Well, that's what
made
I'm
a
saying.
team.
The way they showed up,
Yeah.
at the end, they were all like separate threads. Up until the part where they were at the end, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it had to be everywhere just to bring all these characters from different backgrounds just to that one point. Which, just like we said, they could have established a lot of these other characters a little bit better, like they did the Black Canary pretty decently. But
Yeah, I liked Black Canary.
Cassandra
I think
Cain was kind of there.
Yeah.
Come on, Rosie Perez's character. I can't think of her name.
Is it Nico Montoya?
Isn't that the dude from Princess Bride?
No, that's a different one. No, what the fuck is her name? It's
I forget. But
no, I should know this. She's a police officer, right? That was her character.
Yeah, she was a
Yes,
cop.
yeah.
But I can't remember her name.
Damn it.
The only thing that I thought was really interesting about her, she had a shirt on that says, "I shaved my balls for this." It's like the best thing in the world.
You know the entire. I looked up the Birds of Prey on Google. In the entire title of the movie is Birds of Prey and the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah, they
That
changed
is
the
whole name.
They
Yes.
changed the name for the film when it came
Wow.
out. It was Birds of Prey, and people weren't seeing it, so they threw Harley Quinn's name on it.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, people don't know that this is connected. I'm like, or you could have just marketed it better.
Yeah.
Right.
Renee Montoya.
Like no one knew who Guardians of the
That's
Galaxy was, but they knew it was with Marvel, so they kind of just went off of that. Renee Montoya.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inigo Montoya was
But I also got confused with Nico Montana, which whatever her name is, she used to be a UFC champion. Yeah, Renee Montoya. Yeah.
didn't know that.
It was good.
But
So
yeah.
all in all, Suicide Squad was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta
I like-
stress that.
If people want to call us Marvel fanboys, I did like it more than Black Widow. Gotta say it. Threw it out there.
There was a lot more.
That's fair.
It was
There's a
more
lot-
enjoyable.
Yeah,
I had more fun with it.
it was a little less of a slog than
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Yeah. Well,
But it
Black
was,
Widow
like,
also
a-
was trying to be more serious.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'd put this up
it's
there
a
with,
different
like,
type of movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor 3.
Yeah.
With the tone of Black Widow, it was kind of
Yeah.
understandable, but at the same time, it was kind of a slog.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the next thing we're talking about here is What If?
Oh yeah.
What If Episode 1.
So one.
What did you guys think?
That was another thing I thoroughly enjoyed. I like the fact that they kind of called out in the episode where she's basically being told, "Oh, at least they're not having you smile for so all these USO shows and
Mhm.
everything." It's like, "Oh, they wouldn't do that, would they?" And it's like, "Yeah, they totally would, though." I mean, I see it being problematic with the character now if we try to do that with the female. But
Yeah.
just to know that they did do that with Steve Rogers.
Well, that was actually a thing in real life. They
Yeah.
would have a guy dressed up as Captain America and actually go around and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. What also they point out they didn't have her do it, and then she was able to get spoilers. She was able to get the Tesseract, and I heard someone say, "Well, how was she able to get it?" So we're like, "Yeah, 'cause she wasn't fucking around like Captain America for months
Exactly.
until Bucky got captured. No, she just kind of went out there and started doing shit."
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Some
so
would
she
say
had
she
to-
was a
had to
better fighter than Captain America, than Steve Rogers was.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'll give her her due.
Yeah. See, yeah, Steve Rogers was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Because
Yeah,
he sat there and he went through training, and he waited and waited and waited until they promoted him and did all that propaganda stuff. But her, she was just like, I'm going out there. You can't tell me what to do.
Right.
And went out there.
Wait, they didn't want her for the propaganda stuff because she was a woman.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. One thing that I really liked is they didn't just throw Steve to the wayside. That's why I thought they were going to be like, oh, she's going to be Captain America, and let Steve just going to be sitting,
Yeah.
doing
And
nothing.
with the Tesseract, they made a Hydra Stomper
Yeah.
suit, which was really cool.
Yeah. Which that also shows that, Howard Stark actually was probably smarter than Tony Stark. He just didn't have the resources. Like, he even says in Iron Man 2, he's like, I don't have the technology to deal with, what he had there.
Yeah.
When he, makes a new suit and all that. I'm like, yeah, he was pretty smart. He just was ahead of his time.
Right.
So I did enjoy that. Very much enjoyed the animation as well.
I did too.
The whole look and the feel of it was just amazing.
Yeah, it looks like a comic. That was what they were going for. That's what it felt like.
Exactly. Like a comic book in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, better than those motion comics they came out with for a little bit. I still remember that Astonishing the X-Men. Oh god, that was rough. I don't think that ever made it to the weird scene with Kitty Pryde and Colossus. I didn't need to see that animated.
Right. Certainly don't.
Apparently,
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Entirely too many questions.
Yeah.
There were 2 reviews that I saw on Instagram from Cosmic Book News and IGN.com. So Cosmic Book News said it delivered a cringe-worthy snooze fest. A guy named Matt McLeod. Matt McLeod from Cosmic Book News didn't like it. IGN.com said that it was their first what if first tale of alternate MCU history shines during its moments of action, but uneven voice acting and visuals hold back the rest of Captain Carter's debut. Though it's undeniably satisfying to watch Peggy get her super soldier due.
I don't know where they got the uneven voice acting from. Everybody did just fine.
The
animation, if you don't like that style, then I could understand why you wouldn't like it.
So to me, I was like, they didn't really have a lot of dialogue. Most of the episode was action. Yeah. So you really didn't notice the dialogue, and it didn't ruin it either.
Yeah, no. The only thing that I didn't like, and this is just gonna be me in general for when they do these what ifs. I don't really care for the remake because they do this in the comics as well. So it's nothing I can't even complain there about. I don't like the redoing of a scene with just that different character in there. They're just not me. Like the Holland Commando scene with her in front instead of Captain America. But I get why they did it. I just don't personally like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would just rather see a completely different Diverge.
Right. Which would it would legitimize using a what if scenario.
Yeah.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. That's just my personal thing when it comes to what if stuff in general.
You want to see something new.
Right. Yeah. That's why I liked what they did with Steve Wright, giving him the suit or whatever. I thought he was going to become Winter Soldier.
It's interesting.
I did too.
I thought that. Yeah. I kind of hyped myself up for that, and it didn't happen.
A lot of these what if stories did not make it in the comics. These are fresh ideas that are thrown onto the screen.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they've been doing what ifs forever. I mean, the last what if I read, I fucking hated. So
what was it?
I think it was what if Avengers versus X-Men, and for some reason it had like Jean Grey was like back. And then, like, she had the Phoenix Force, and her and Wolverine had, like, this weird happily ever after, and I hate that fucking pairing. Yeah. As a couple wise. So anything that has to do with them, it's actually one of the reasons why
that's what turned me away from the Wolverine.
Yeah, why I didn't keep with, it was one of the it was Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. It was supposed to be, like, an alternate thing, like, in the future, and, like, Mary Jane ended up getting powers. They had a kid that had powers as well, Spider-Man and that. And in that world, like Wolverine and Jean Grey have like a kid. I'm like, I'm good. Never mind.
Right.
Thanks for ruining it for me. I was all excited. I don't need this.
Wolverine.
No.
I don't get the Wolverine and Jean Grey thing. I get that Wolverine and Cyclops have a bickering thing. It shouldn't be about Jean Grey when Wolverine's like, what, 300-400 years old?
Yeah.
And he's just gonna... I don't know. I don't like that pairing. And that's what also turned me away from the Wolverine, because it's like he killed Jean in X-Men 3 because she was killing everybody, but he couldn't get over her death in the Wolverine, 5-10 years later?
Yeah.
I don't like when shows do that. There's a lot of shows that will over mourn a death of a character.
Yeah. I did like with What If that the whole like how it happened was just something very subtle
Mhm.
of like she just stood right there instead of just walking
Yeah.
away, and that's what changed it. It wasn't like some big dramatic thing happened, and that's what changed it. It just showed that little things like that will just completely change everything.
Mhm.
I mean, that's something you can think of in like your own life. Like, hey, if I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have
What
went
big
here.
thing would have changed? Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, if I wouldn't have got fired from a job 3 years ago with me and Terrell worked together, I wouldn't have went where I went after that. Got the training that I needed. Went and worked with you.
Yeah.
Met you, and then
Think
this
about it.
podcast
If
doesn't
you-
happen.
If you never called that supervisor son a bitch,
Yeah.
we would have never been doing this podcast.
Yeah.
That was the key moment.
Yeah,
That's what started this. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what got us here, and then that's what's going to get us
Yeah.
in 2 years to Tokyo.
Right. Right. That
So
was the key moment in your life that
take-
got you
I
to
accept-
Tokyo.
I accept my loss, and I accept all my wins along with it.
Yeah, that was that key moment. And that word
That's what
right
I'm-
there.
that's what I'm
That's
thinking
what
about.
got you to Tokyo.
That's what I'm thinking about while I'm there the whole time.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like little things like that.
Yeah.
I like that they pretty much got most of the original cast back to do a lot of their lines.
Yeah, I know
That was
Chris
really
Evans
awesome.
wasn't in there.
Yeah, well, him and then
Robert Downey Jr. won't come back as higher as
yeah, no,
Tony
because
Stark.
their contracts are already done.
Yeah.
They were ending with Endgame,
Right.
so they got no reason to come
Yeah,
back.
this actually they're gonna do
I don't think I
a
will.
they're gonna do
Yeah.
a Guardians of the Galaxy thing, with
Yeah, that's next week.
Chadwick Boseman, and this show was Chadwick Boseman's last job before he passed away. So this is gonna be really interesting.
I'm
And even
excited
the
to
writers
see
of What If, with this being the last thing he did, didn't even know what he was going through either.
Yeah.
They were just working with him. He did his thing, and then that was that.
Yeah, I know of, so that should be next week. Then the week after should be the Howard the Duck. I don't know any details with Howard the Duck, but I'm excited going
Seth
forward.
Green.
Yeah, I'm excited going forward where this is going to go. You know, like I said, the little details I think that they put in was great.
I feel like it's gonna be like, I don't know. I feel whatever Howard the Duck can do to change the MCU might be interesting.
And I thought for sure they were going to call her Captain Britain, and they went with Captain Carter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
which is a
accept
lot
that.
better.
Yeah.
Because Captain Britain's something else entirely.
Yeah.
That's Psylocke's brother, isn't it?
No,
Captain Britain? That's not Psylocke's brother?
Psylocke or Cyclops?
Psylocke.
Oh, it might be Psylocke. I always
thought
forget Psylocke's not actually Asian.
Yeah, she's British.
Oh.
She like her, but she can transport to different bodies, and like she ended up in that body that she currently uses.
She was changed by the hand, I thought.
Or something. Okay, I know it was something weird. Like her, she changed
Like-
bodies, and then
Yeah, like
it was like a weird. And that's what always throws me off with her background.
yeah.
Not that being Asian, you can't be British as well, but that wouldn't have been my first guess.
Yeah, I think Captain Britain's her brother.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting stuck in like he gets parallaxed or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Which, thinking about it, I mean, that could be a character MCU could add. I don't really know much about him, but I mean, yeah, Captain Britain. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they got
Pretty
Red
good.
Guardian. We just need Red. He's Captain Britain
Yeah.
now.
Right.
maybe that's who Red Guardian was fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because the thing is, that's still a scene that bothers me a little
It's
bit.
him talking about Captain America.
Yeah, because I like, I always, he was just bullshitting for the people in prison.
and then he
And
asked.
then he
what-
asked Black Widow about it. I'm like, wait a minute,
Did
he
he
wouldn't
ask Loki?
ask you if that wasn't an actual thing.
Right.
Who the fuck were you fighting, dude?
But she would just call you.
Some
out of
people
your
said you
fucking
might have
shit.
been fighting Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, but I feel like he would know that they're clearly there's a difference.
He's been
between
in
those
prison.
two.
He hasn't watched TV. All he knows is my daughter is an Avenger working with Captain America. He hasn't watched. He might have not watched TV to see that it was Steve Rogers up there.
Yeah. I don't know.
But then again, the guy who was arm wrestling, the mutant, knew that Steve Rogers was an ice way back when. So
Yeah.
maybe.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Should, yeah.
I feel
at
like
that point,
there's a
the common
question
knowledge.
there that should be
That-
explained.
Right. Right. Like there's definitely some intrigue right there.
Then again, that Red Guardian showed in this movie had lost most of his marbles.
Yeah.
At least half of his marbles.
I'm trying to actually think. Well, Red Skull, did they get the original actor back for that, or did he
I don't
still?
think so.
He's
Hugo
still,
Weaving?
he's
Yeah.
still not liking Marvel because
Oh.
of whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't think he.
Yeah, I think this
cares
was the
that.
third guy now.
Yeah,
The third recast of Red Skull.
what was his reason? He didn't want to come back. He was like very adamant about not
Yeah.
coming back, and I don't know why.
There's a lot. There's a few people that just kind of quit after one.
Yeah, fucking, they're fucking mad about that once they saw the money coming in. How would we? And Hugo Weaving, I mean, dude, you basically always play the villain, dude. So what do you? I don't know if that was it or what,
I don't know.
or you didn't want to do the makeup or some shit. I don't know.
I'm not
But
sure.
you knew what you signed up for.
Right.
I signed up to play a redskin character, like literal redskin, not in a racist way, but like actual redskin character. Like I'm gonna have to wear makeup for that.
Right. All day.
Yeah.
In the blistering heat.
Yeah.
It's like Zoe
Although
Saldana
I did
saying like
like
I
how
don't want to
they-
be green for Gamora. I'm like, well, you kind of already knew that. So.
I kind of like how Red Skull wasn't Captain Carter's villain like he was Steve Rogers.
Mhm.
He was just killed off right away by the tentacles, which actually was an actual Marvel Comics character, possibly. Well, at least it was an ancient tentacle god.
Well, I heard it was either
Shuma Gorath.
that or the villain from Guardians 2 that shows up in the beginning.
It could have been that too.
I've heard because no, there is. I know what you're saying. There is a different thing. Actually, I think that was actually brought up in the Agents of Shield TV show.
That's actually a character that's in Marvel vs.
Wait, what
Capcom
was-
too.
Yeah, Shuma Gorath.
Yeah.
Agents of Shield, it was like Hydra's like big plan was actually to bring like some like creature from space in there. It was like one of the last seasons I watched. It was like a tentacle monster, and it's actually it was like a reverse what Hydra's like symbol was supposed to be.
So then, does this what if bring back the fact that Agents of Shield is now canon again?
I wish. I wish. I love that cast,
Yeah.
but it's like, man, they didn't get their time to shine.
Yeah.
There was plenty I really enjoyed about that.
The ending was interesting as well. She went through the portal and came out, all those years later, and you get Nick Fury and
Right.
Hawkeye
Which
standing
I
there.
kind of want to see that Avengers team.
Yeah,
Is it going to be any different? That's my question.
You'd assume there would be no Cap there, but with Howard Stark already having that technology in hand, there would be probably a better Iron Man. Like Tony Stark might not even be Iron Man in that universe.
It could be Tony Stark, but he could have
because he wouldn't have the drive to do that.
No, at that point he might have already had. If his father was a better father at that point, with this technology, instead of having what he had in the first Avengers, he might be 4 movies ahead. So he might have the nanotech from Infinity War in the first Avengers setting. Also, is this what if? Are they all different universes?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
is this
Yeah.
one big?
Every single
one's
is
their
a
own.
different.
Okay.
Is a
Yep.
different.
That was my
scenario.
question on this because, like, if
These
they
are all-
do an Avengers thing, is it going to is what if one what if episode going to connect with another what if episode?
Which that's what
They're
the
all
best.
isolated incidents.
The best thing I heard is because they don't know if these guys knew this or not. With the ending of Loki, and you get Kang, because this is doing all different universe or whatever. If they will add in something with Kang at the end because of the whole Loki thing, like, oh wait a minute, you're doing a whole thing with different universes. This was just a fun project we were doing. And wait a minute, now we're actually really.
I feel like Kevin Feige had the whole thing planned out.
Hopefully he did.
Hopefully,
I would like to see.
because I would
something
like to see
Kang,
like
yeah.
that be a post credit scene or something.
Yeah. You get like a little taste of like
So get
the
Captain
Kang
Carter.
that's coming.
Get like Captain Carter fighting the same Kang that Star-Lord, T'Challa Star-Lord fights as well later on or something weird like that. They also said that some what if episodes and characters might cross over into the movies. So you might get
Okay, so yeah, because once you start bringing universe together,
yeah.
you can actually, with Haley Atwell, still be in.
But actually, one of
Young.
the big plans was their favorite was T'Challa and Star-Lord that they wanted in the movies but couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, you could have a Captain Carter, if you're doing a you just live action, like cameo, just even in a background somewhere. Like, oh, you see all these different, universes, they're looking around, and you see a scene of a live action Haley Atwell, like, punching fucking a Nazi.
and everything, yeah.
Yeah, just punching a Nazi. Just
Or
keep
it
punching
could
that
be
Nazi.
so at the end of this phase when they do fight King, it could be an endgame style army fight. But see, instead of Doctor Strange portals, you get multiverse portals with all of the what if characters coming in.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, so next we got the Star-Lord, T'Challa, Star-Lord, then we got Howard the Duck. We still got Marvel Zombies coming up.
Yeah,
There's going to be something with Thor.
Apparently, a lot of what if pitches were rejected. There was one that would have spoiled the second half of Guardians 3.
Oh, yeah, you can't what if that.
Yeah, they what ifed that, and they're like, we can't do that because that's already the movie. I'm like, what? Okay.
Oh, yeah, they did it as like
Whoops.
a joke.
That was coincidence. And then another what if was because what if is PG. they were gonna do a horror style. What if Peter Parker turned into a spider instead of actually getting spider powers? But that I guess was too horrific. That would have been like horror movie level, like Human Centipede stuff, and they couldn't do that.
I just hope what we get moving forward isn't just the slight character changes. I hope we see like more like drastic things, like an Avengers thing, where like just a completely different team, or these different characters are the original.
Loki won? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
What if Loki won in the first Avengers?
Yeah.
Well, what did you say? What if the villains won?
Yeah.
What would you get there?
Yeah, anything. Really.
Honestly, you could just do the first movie. What if
Spider-Man doesn't beat Vulture and Vulture fucking finishes out his plan?
Yeah,
Something
what
like
if
that.
Tony Stark lost in that big fight in the first Iron Man?
Yeah.
Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would be.
Well, I keep getting mixed up with Obadiah Price, which is the guy from Men in Black 3. I keep mixing that up. I want to say
that
Price.
Or maybe two villains had teamed up with each other and they
Yeah.
would actually go. Well, yeah, we do get the Iron Man where he meets Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be one of the ones coming up.
Because I guess that's the Killmonger that took over Wakanda. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, but it could be wrong. I don't know.
Good old Killmonger.
Yeah.
Guy who his plans don't quite all the way make sense.
No. But if he's a good guy, I guess he's a good guy. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing too. Also, you seeing evil characters act as good guys would be a nice, interesting thing, or possibly swap.
Yeah, the only reason he was mad was because his family wasn't, basically rejected him like that. His father was outcast. That what if is probably a what if his father didn't betray Wakanda like that.
Yeah. Right.
And then he could have been a good guy.
I would maybe actually like to see maybe a good guy as a villain.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Switch it up a little. Maybe it's a what if, so it's not like it matters. Yeah.
What if Obadiah Stane, is that his name? Obadiah Stane? Stone?
Yeah,
Ironmonger?
Sure. Yeah. I'm pretty
what
sure
if he wasn't a bad guy and actually worked with Tony Stark to build the company up and build the technology? Those two genius minds could have made something happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stuff like that. That's what I want to see going forward. I hope that what if they continue different seasons and we get more stuff, because this is something that you don't really need to rely on the movie.
You can just watch whatever,
and you can wing it. You can make it as you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the future.
What if Odin was a better father? And what if Odin was a better father for his kids?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like,
what if Hela was never?
Yeah, if Hela, Thor, and Loki all team up, like it's
what if Hela was never outcasted?
Yeah.
What if?
What if Loki was worthy the hammer? Maybe Thor dies.
Well, that's boastful Loki. No.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do a what if on the TVA?
I don't know. I think it is a what if.
I think the whole place is
existence.
Existence. So. I guess you can't do that.
Spider-Man, I don't want to say Uncle Ben lives, but that's probably already been done 10,000 times.
What if the TVA was just a taco shop?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello, welcome to the TVA taco shop. How may I help you?
Got that jet ski.
What if Mobius got that jet ski? Yeah, there we go. Can we have that? There's so many movies, and then you get put on the spot and you can't think of any ideas.
Maybe what if Ned got the spider powers instead of Peter?
Yeah.
Peter's more the brain behind it, but he can do more of that.
What if Mysterio was credited in his work in Civil War?
Yeah. What if Mysterio actually was from? Maybe we get the world that Mysterio said he was from.
Oh yeah. What if we actually got that multiversal Mysterio?
Yeah, where he was actually from. Where you get that actual version of that being a real character, him being a hero trying to stop these monsters.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I like to see that.
Instead of just bullshit.
That was see, I like how they twisted that.
That's what was great about it.
Yeah, because that's what Mysterio is.
That's what was great about it.
He's the biggest con man.
I liked the twist. I didn't like his power. Because in the comics, what is he? He's an illusionist. He makes things happen.
Yeah, special effects.
With special effects. They made this as the most over-the-top projection screen, holographic type weirdness. It didn't, I don't know. I don't like how they did it, I guess. And he had a whole team behind his powers when before it's just Mysterio.
It'd been better if
But-
it had just been him.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like
It does make sense.
with the
It's
way
like-
he's got to do things and make shit on a grand scale. He would need a team. to help
yeah.
him.
Like Tony
It is
Stark
cool to
and
have a
others
team, a
fucking-
super villain team like that, though. It's
Right.
like the new Doctor Evil levels kind of thing.
Yeah, team
Send
up.
in the Finbats.
Yeah,
I won't do that again. I promise.
do it every time.
Do it.
But,
Yeah, I guess another rejected what if was Star Wars crossover, but they, rejected that for obvious reasons.
I mean, come on. That was just like saying you don't want money.
Right.
Captain America and Luke Skywalker standing side by side.
Right.
Who wouldn't want that? Like,
I don't know who they're fighting, but it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It's like Ultron teamed up with one of the fucking what was his
Megatron.
name? No, I was gonna say the guy who was one of the main villains in the second Star Wars fucking thing.
The Count Dooku, General
yeah.
Grievous. What?
Yeah, Grievous. It'd be like
Yeah.
one offset.
Ultron and
with
Grievous.
Ultron
Although
versus Cap
Ultron
and
would
Luke.
just decimate Grievous, I feel like, because Grievous just had nothing going for him.
Yeah.
He was just a general.
Yeah.
Ultron, every one of this army is all up here.
Yeah.
He controlled it all.
But there you go. So wrote that script, Disney. I'll take my check.
Oh yeah, the battle droids versus Ultron's army. I'd go with that.
Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Boom. Yeah. I will send in my resume here, Disney. You can just have that.
Just write me a check. Just make it blank.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
max I could take out at one time? I'll accept that.
Yeah.
It's only 10,000.
That'll be a down payment.
Yeah.
Man, what if the Civil War? What if Zemo was successful in his plan and they just killed each other?
Yeah. Where does the world go from there?
Yeah.
Or what if Hulk and Thor would have been there for that?
Oh yeah, there you
Side.
go. Whose side would they go?
Obviously, they're both going to choose Cap's side, but if it was one or the other was on,
Yeah,
obviously-
because Thor doesn't really like Stark and Banner doesn't like Stark.
Well,
Banner, I
Banner-
feel like, would try to be a peacekeeper between the two. He'd be like, "Hey, no,
would try
this isn't cool,
until-
guys. What are you
yeah.
doing?"
Well, that was the whole thing actually in the Civil War comics is like those characters aren't around.
Yeah,
I mean, you get the fake Thor that kills Goliath, Black Goliath. Goddamn fucking names. They really were going for it then.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was a fake Thor, and then when Hulk shows up in the World War Hulk, which is one of my favorite comics I've ever read, is he shows up and Rick Jones comes up to him and tries to stop him because he already whooped everybody's ass, like Iron Man. He's
Mhm.
going after the Illuminati and all them, and he's like, "Oh, what did Cap send you here to stop me?" He's like, "No, like Cap's dead." He's like, you just see Hulk's face just like blanks out. It's like, what? And then he explains what happened of him dying after Civil War, and that just pisses him off even worse. Like, wait a minute, you killed Cap, or you were one of the reasons why he died? I already don't like you.
you don't tell the Hulk that I killed the Hulk. You don't tell the Hulk that you killed one of his friends.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Or like the people you don't like are one of the reasons why that guy died. They didn't technically kill him, but there was reasons behind how all that shit went down.
Yeah.
And so like that was also didn't make him any happier.
What do you think would happen to the rest of the MCU if in the Winter Soldier they never found out Hydra was behind everything?
A lot of people are gonna die. Well, they already gave a list out of people
Yeah.
that they do. So, Stephen Strange, Bruce Banner, the Man in Kairos, Moon Knight, they're all fucking gone.
Yeah.
That one student that's never been brought up yet, which I wonder how they're gonna do
They didn't
that.
have. Yeah.
They talked about some like smart ass like kid out there. Maybe it's Amadeus Cho. I don't know. It's never been brought up since.
That'd be pretty interesting.
What if Namor showed up? Whatever. Throwing it out
Right. Exactly.
There. Throwing it out there. Just whenever.
When
guys.
are we gonna get Moon Knight? I know they're planning on it, but
Next year? I think they
Oh,
already
yeah.
started filming.
They
Well,
already
they-
got a picture of him
Yeah.
online, don't they?
I
yeah.
think so. I know that I saw the video of the fight scene.
Is that gonna be a movie?
No, it's a
Or
show.
show.
Disney Plus show.
That's gonna be like a rated R Disney Plus show. Moon Knight's
Close.
kind of.
It'd be close.
It'd
to
be
it.
pushing
He's
it.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a.
They'll be pushing the PG as
Yeah.
far as
Yeah.
they can.
Exactly.
They
I know.
will be pushing.
I'm just happy
'Cause he's
for.
like up there with Deadpool as craziness.
He might be more crazy than Deadpool.
I would imagine he would be, honestly.
Well, I mean, he's split
He's being
personality.
played by Oscar Isaac,
Yeah,
and they're gonna go back into Sharon Carter's gonna be in the Moon Knight.
I can see that.
Yeah. This will be interesting.
Well, they actually have a picture. I just don't know how real it is though.
Yeah, I think I saw it too.
There's a couple. This one looks the most real, but actually, I think that's from a different movie. I don't know. We'll see.
Here's what I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know if that's him actually wearing the suit or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it could just be from something different. I'm excited for that though. I'm happy to see a character that I pushed for years. I mean, he's in my top 10 favorite, superheroes finally getting some love. But we will see.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next week's episode of What If. Is it coming out on Wednesdays now?
I think it's
Yes.
Wednesdays. Every Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, I'll still be able to watch it because I'm going in for like a half-ass practice on Wednesday.
That's what I saw.
Can I see it? That looks like a Spawn kind of ripoff, though.
It kind of does.
Definitely gonna be interesting.
But I'm not sure if they're gonna use that or not. That's what I saw.
I'm still waiting for the X-Men to come to the MCU, but that might not happen for another 10 years.
I think
I would probably maybe
slowly-
2 at the most.
They are slowly getting out of that one.
Well, once we find out what the next Avengers film, when
Yeah.
that officially gets announced, I would expect them to show up right after that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I feel like it's
Because
going to be after this
they're
whole Kang
They're
thing.
probably gonna finish out Guardians and
Yeah.
Thor,
Once Ant-Man comes out
and then
and they
Ant-Man
finish off
finishes
Kang,
up. There's
that's
3 series that are gonna be finished
Yeah.
up soon.
that's probably when they might show up. Then again, the X-Men in the comics have nothing to do with the Avengers. So this is probably just going to be its own thing.
Like I said, the whole multiverse thing. It's
Yeah.
whenever
And it can be a
whenever
multiverse
all
thing, 'cause
this
like I said, they don't
figures out.
Yeah.
Once it's all we see everything all played out, we'll know more about how this is gonna go. Like it is, the universes came together and now there's mutants. Okay, boom, there it is.
Right.
That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't got to really delve into it too much. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, just don't overthink it. Don't underthink it, but don't overthink it. I think people have that problem. Like, well, they got to bring them. Like, no, you don't. They're there. They're there now. Universes collided. They're there now. Accept it. I'm just
We could do a unit.
walk away.
Hell, maybe more people came back from the blip.
Yeah. You never know.
People that didn't exist came in.
Or maybe the blip gave them side effects. Certain people came back with powers because of the multiverse.
Yeah,
deal.
I thought
don't know.
WandaVision was going to go into the thing of mutants because Scarlet Witch is a mutant in the comics. And then I was getting I got really excited when they showed her as a kid and she put a spell on the thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, does that mean she's a mutant now? Like, what is this going? So you could just say mutants existed this entire time.
She did give, was it Spectra powers? Is that the name they're going with, Spectra?
Spectra. Which one's Spectra?
She was the little girl in Captain Marvel. She shows up in WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Because she's got like 2 or 3 different names.
Right. She gave her spot.
What was her other name?
Photon.
Yeah, so it was like Photon, Spectra, but it's the same character.
Yeah.
And she's like the exact same. I don't know why they changed the names. I don't know the history on that character as well, but
yeah, but it's like she gave her powers, but I also got real excited. Like, okay, if she had powers as a kid, which powers does that make her a mutant? Does that mean mutants have always been there? And what they just said was, "Oh, you're just."
I mean, that
chosen by the
that could be
witch thing.
It could just be a better way to do it. Say, hey, they were always there, but Professor X and Magneto have done a really good fucking job of keeping that under wraps. So.
Either that, or they're just it could be a political thing within the universe where they just kind of, anyone with superpowers just too afraid to use them in public.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it, with how grand a scale a lot of the damage that goes on in these movies in general, you can hide mutants.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, people are flying around in iron suits and doing all sorts of dumb shit.
Everybody just accepted it.
Right.
So, like, seeing like a kid, with like a little bit of ice powers, like, he's just probably one of those new Avenger guys. Okay,
Maybe it's one of those new toys that they got and just keep it pushing.
You probably could just say mutants were always a thing, and still just roll with it.
Right.
I mean, like I said, if Wanda had powers as a kid, any mutant could have powers at any time during this time.
Right.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of that first episode?
I give it another 8.
Another 8.
I hate to give the same score, but I enjoyed it. Like I said, I liked that they did more with Steve Rogers. I thought they were just gonna push him to the side, but they did more with him.
The Hydra Stomper.
really enjoyed the art style. I'm excited to see that moving forward. Yeah.
Mhm.
Overall enjoyment, man.
I agree with the
like it.
8. What I really liked was a little subtle touch that they did in the show where she's getting mad, she's hitting the body bag, and then she picks up a weight and chucks it, and I'm like, why did she do that? And then they show all of the weights,
Yeah.
and then you realize she's training to throw the damn shield.
Yeah.
It was a nice little touch. I thought it was neat. So
Yeah.
I mean, felt a little rush, but at the same time,
Where they basically did an entire movie in 30 minutes.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I get it. I don't need to retread the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely do understand that.
Yeah, that was one of the things going in was I was wondering if What If is gonna just redo a whole movie or if they're just gonna do shorts. So I'm glad they went to the shorts.
Yeah, which I think is the better way to do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to
We've already
see.
seen it all.
I don't want to see a What If where it's just shot for shot the exact same thing, which is a different character. Like no, the timelines are going to change dramatically with you changing. You're a completely different person, different personalities. Shit's going to go different. So I'm glad they got a Tesseract right away.
I want to see a What If based on other Marvel movies. So do a What If, but do a Sam Raimi Spider-Man thing, or a What If?
What if Peter Parker didn't dance like that?
Yeah.
Is it?
You just kind of
That's
do
the
a
best
What
part
If,
of that
but
movie.
outside the MCU or initial MCU anyway.
What if it wasn't Topher Grace's Venom? And
Yeah.
say it like that,
Right.
but have Topher Grace like be the one to intro it, just as like a fun gag.
And
Or
he
he even
have the
knows
voice,
he
like-
even knows that he wasn't the right fit for
Yeah,
that.
I feel like they should at least since it's already established, maybe do a season 2 thing on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like yeah, what if Spider-Man did something back in those movies, or what if can't think of a lot of superhero movies that happened beforehand.
What if it was Aunt May that died instead of Uncle Ben?
I thought you said Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, what if
No.
Aunt May got shot, not
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, and then Uncle Ben had?
They
to
feel like Uncle Ben might be way more supportive of him being like a hero. I mean, I guess she is in the movie,
She
but I
would-
mean, like he would probably push him to do.
We don't
more
actually
stuff.
She
know how
kinda
Uncle
was,
Ben is
though.
like a character, so you could go.
Yeah, I'm mostly going off of like the
You could go
Amazing
off what
Spider-Man
you
Uncle
think.
Ben because he was the only one who showed personality.
Yeah, you could think off of what you think, or think of just some original. Like for all you know, Uncle Ben could have been an abusive guy. I mean, you wouldn't want to think of it like that, but I'm just saying.
They
like,
speak way too highly of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. He's just Peter Parker's young and he's got a father figure. He could have been any type of personality, and we only see him die. So
He's basically just there to die.
yeah, what if Uncle Ben was the one to live?
Yeah, Peter
Boom.
gets shot. Uncle Ben becomes Spider-Man.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
I mean,
And Tony Stark goes to Uncle Ben.
Uncle
hey,
Ben just
how's
kind
it
of
going?"
checks him real quick.
and
Don't you
he's-
dare tell me what to do.
You get this old guy with spider powers sad about his nephew's death.
Yeah, so it's Spider-Man Noir, basically.
Yeah, but it's like Martin Sheen.
He needs to be Martin Sheen. I picture him as Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
That's
just
where
have him put on the mask, and so you just kind of have like a.
he puts the suit on like
He's
Red
not
Guardian
even buff.
did.
Yeah,
Where it's slipping on.
it still fits.
Like, what do you mean still? You just got those powers last week. You just made that thing.
Right.
I think that would be hilarious. Old man Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's almost what we got in Miles Morales Spider-Verse. He was just all out of shape and shit.
Yeah, basically
Wearing
that's what
sweatpants.
you-
Life did not go the way he wanted it to.
And it was
I need to
like
see
right
that
off of
again.
Sam Raimi's movies too, because he did the dance and he did the train thing.
It's the true sequel.
Yeah, that was the true sequel.
It was Spider-Man 4.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got anything else to add? Anything else we want to talk about?
No, I'm good. I think that wraps it all up.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
think so. I think it does. All right. Well, this is episode 11, and we did the Suicide Squad and What If. We're kind of all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, then next week we got the review of Velocipaster.
that'll be fun.
Buckle up.
Yeah. I've heard it's a train wreck that I'm excited to be a part of.
Yeah. I thought the Rookies was bad, but the Rookies was fun. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, Ricky's was definitely way better than I expected.
Yeah.
Rookies is one of my favorite films I've seen this year.
Right.
I'm hoping
I'm literally when
Velocipaster
I'm
is up
bought
there.
it. Velocipaster changed my life. I say that over and over again.
So you do it like in the anime community when they talk about Redline. It's like the anime you saw before you saw Redline, and now you read anime you've seen after you've seen Redline. If you've ever seen Redline, that's a fucking wild ride of an anime. They spent like 8 years making that thing.
Jeez.
It's like literally, like, it's like you judge everything from before you saw it to after. It's not even that it's that great of a movie. I love that movie. It's not that great. It's Fast and the Furious in space, but without saying family all the time, and much better characters. Yeah, it's literally a space race
That's awesome.
on planets, and they're all like aliens, and like they literally like cars are blowing up. It's ridiculous.
Should we add
Without
that to the list
spoil-
of movies?
No, because it's not a bad film.
Okay.
It's an over the top anime film done by Madhouse. Like literally, it
Oh,
ends.
it's anime.
It ends the most ridiculous way a race could end. Like, yeah,
4-way collision.
no,
I'm kidding.
no. Like if you remember how like Ricky Bobby, how that race almost ended, it's basically that, but like going 200 miles an hour with explosions and like
That's
crazy animation
awesome.
going on. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, we're gonna call that a wrap.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's been episode 11. Glad you're all here. Thanks for watching.
So long, everybody.
Yep.